Lieutenant Governor Perry, congratulations. I look forward to working with these two men to do what's best for Texas. I've got a lot to be thankful for on this glorious Texas day. First, I'm thankful for my wife, Laura, for her steadfast and patient love. I am thankful to Barbara and Jenna for their love and their sacrifice. I'm thankful to my family that has come from all over the United States to be here, but I'm particularly thankful to the best mother and dad a person could ever have. I'm thankful to my friend Governor Paul Cellucci from Massachusetts who is here, and I'm thankful for the 6 governors and Ambassador Reyes from Mexico. Bienvenidos a este estado, mis amigos. I am thankful for all my friends. I'd like to pause for a moment to thank one friend, Bob Bullock. Texas will miss Bob Bullock. I suspect he might be calling on occasion, though. And I want to thank my fellow Texans. Once again, I have taken a solemn vow to uphold the Constitution and laws of this great state. I am honored to continue serving as your governor. I'm humbled because elections are far more than just votes that are tallied. Every vote cast is a hope that a child will get a good education, a hope that a neighborhood will be free from drugs and crime, a hope that the years ahead will bring a better life for each generation. I have high hopes for the future of Texas. The 21st century will be one of great opportunity. Our economy will be strong so long as we pursue free markets, free trade, low taxes, and limited government. So I am optimistic our children's lives will continue to improve in material terms. The risk is that their moral and spiritual lives will not improve. You see, the strength of a society should not be measured only in the wealth it accumulates or the technology it develops. The strength of a society should be measured in the values its people share. Generations of Texans have rallied around the values of independence, hard work, strong families, duty to country, and faith in God. I think of my friend Al Gonzalez, recently sworn in as a Supreme Court justice. His parents reared 8 children in a 2-bedroom house in Houston. They worked hard every day. They sacrificed so their children would have a chance to succeed. Al Gonzalez has realized their dream. As we begin a new century, our dream for all of Texas should be based not just on prosperity, but the values that make prosperity worthwhile. To achieve prosperity with a moral and spiritual center, I believe the Texas of tomorrow must be open, educated, and while diverse, united by common Texas values. The first challenge is this: Texas must be an open society. We must not become two societies, one that believes in the American dream and one without such hope. Last year, I visited a juvenile justice facility in Marlin, Texas. I talked with a group of young, tough criminals. They were kids you'd be frightened to meet on the street late at night. Yet, when you looked in their eyes, you realized they were still little boys. As you might imagine, they had sad stories. They came from broken families and gangs who seemed to care for them. But when they got into prison, these young people realized the gangs, they didn't care anymore. So they were searching for something, for anything that mattered. Toward the end, a young man, probably 15 years old, asked a haunting question. He raised his hand timidly and quietly asked a question that was so honest and so vulnerable that it stunned everyone present. He said, "What do you think of me? What do you think of me?" I told him that he had made a mistake, but I was confident he could learn from his mistakes. He could go out and be the person he wanted to be. But his question reveals something crucial to the future of Texas, as well as his country. Because his question sprang from the deep doubt of someone who wondered whether there was any hope for him, any room for him in society. He was basically asking, am I worth anything? All of us have worth. We are all made in the image of God. We are all equal in God's eyes. And all citizens must know they have an equal chance to succeed. It does not happen by telling them they are victims at the mercy of outside forces. It happens when they realize they have a worth, a dignity, and a free will given by God, not by government. My answer to that young man, my answer to every boy and every girl in every neighborhood in Texas is yes, you can succeed. Yes, here in the great state of Texas, you can realize your dreams. Government can't solve all our problems. Economic growth can't solve all our problems. In fact, we're now putting too much hope in economics, just as we once put too much hope in government. Reducing problems to economics is simply materialism. The real answer is found in the hearts of decent, caring people who have heard the call to love their neighbors as they would like to be loved themselves. We must rally the armies of compassion that are in every community of this great state. We must encourage them to love, to nurture, to mentor, to help, and thus to offer hope to those who have none. Because here's the danger to Texas. If the dream is not available to all, it diminishes the dream of the entire society. As we do to the least of us, we do to ourselves. The second challenge is to become an educated society. Education is freedom. Now, by educated, I mean two things. I mean the obvious. Our children must be knowledgeable. They must be literate in the language of the 21st century. They must be ready to compete. They must be challenged to be the very best students they can be. And we must never leave any child behind by pushing him or her forward. I refuse to give up on any child in the state of Texas. And that is why I argue so passionately against social promotion of Texas children. First things first, every child must learn to read. We must start early. We must diagnose, and we must get children the help they need. As my friend Phyllis Hunter of the Houston Independent School District says, reading is the new civil right. Our children must also be educated in the values of a civil society. We must teach them that there are right choices in life and wrong choices in life. Some people think it's inappropriate to make moral judgments anymore. Not me. Because for our children,